talked a lot about a woman named Talana Reed on the show. She was appointed to the Olympia School Board to fill a vacancy, and now she's running to be on the Olympia School Board as an official elected member. And she has just scored a key endorsement despite comments made in the past that should disqualify her from holding public office. Let's get to it in our segment, Unbelievable. Whoop. All right, Talana Reed. You've heard her name because we talked about her a lot on the show. I'm going to play for you a montage of Talana Reed's greatest hits. Roll it, Nicole.
The police, both black women were murdered by the police. And it amazes me how those pigs can sit over there to watch us peacefully talk about what we want changed in this state. It amazes me. And they don't pay attention until we tear it up. So just before I get started, tear everything up in this city until they do what we want them to do. If I can't beat them, if I'm not going to join them, but I'm going to infiltrate, and I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to be a voice from the inside. They've deemed me a threat to security, and they need to. There are poor white people. There are marginalized groups that are not people of color. White folks, you had a 400-year head start. I do not feel sorry for you if you're poor. We need to tear for that. Town that is historically racist. I mean, that's the culture of the city. You guys are changing that, but we cannot change it until we actually infiltrate.
They consider me a security threat, and they should. Cops are pigs, encouraging rioting. We need to tear this city up. The city that you want to represent on the school board. The woman is certifiable. She's racist. She is a racist, and she said herself she's a security risk. They should consider her a security risk. Well, guess what? That racist security risk, she just got the endorsement of the Washington Education Association's Political Action Committee. She has gotten the endorsement of Washington teachers, the teachers union. Shock of the century. She bragged about it in a post on social media. I just received the Washington Education Association Political Action Committee endorsement. Thank you. This woman should be nowhere near kids, should be nowhere near an entity that dictates the future of children's education and the quality of that education. And the teachers union, the most powerful union in the state, and I would argue one of the most powerful entities in the state, is signing off on her to be a school board member. We were alerted to this by Alicia Perkins, who we've had on the show many times. She is not only a mom, she sent 3 kids through the Olympia School District. She went to the Olympia School District herself, so did her husband, and she has been on a one-woman tirade to try to expose some of the crazy stuff happening in that school district. So I asked her to hop on the show with us today to react to news of Talana Reed's big endorsement. Alicia Perkins, welcome back to Undivided.
Thanks, Brandi.
I say it like that because, at this point we should just hire you as an Olympia School District correspondent. There's so much going on.
Yeah, I'm just making friends every day.
Yeah, so there's not a lot that surprises me out of Olympia on the issue of education anymore. I will say, maybe it's naive, this is very surprising to me considering, the video, she's actively encouraged people to break the law, she's called cops pigs, and everybody knows about this. So are you as surprised as I am?
I have to say I'm really not. I think that this further perpetuates the belief that was already out there that our union leadership, not necessarily the educators themselves, but the leadership has been completely ideologically captured, very political. And so it does not really surprise me that they've endorsed her.
Yeah, and I read, so we got the questions that were part of the endorsement process, and as I read through them, I can kind of see, okay, clearly they're being driven by identitarianism and race and social justice issues. You have that same list of questions in front of you. I know you've had a chance to read it. Are there any questions from the endorsement process from WEA that stick out to you?
Yeah, there's a few that stick out to me. One is WEA believes that making schools safe for all students and staff helps promote safe and welcoming communities. Fine. This includes expanding restorative justice models to promote social emotional growth and positive relationship building in schools. Do you support making schools safer for all members, including students of staff and color? So these are all yes or no answers. Another one is, do you support policies that promote, not protect, but promote racial equity, eliminate discrimination, and combat racism in our public schools? Another one is, do you support policies that promote, once again, not protect, rights that are already established in the state and federal level, that promote LGBTQIA plus, transgender, non-binary students and staff in our public schools and colleges? So, these are a few examples of questions that are asked candidates who are running for office that, I believe require a very nuanced discussion. But the premise of the question is, this is what we believe. Are you on board? Yes or no?
Yeah, yes or no. And as you said, no room for nuance in any of that. And who's going to check no when it says, do you support, making it safe for people of all skin colors? And it's like, well, nobody's going to say no, but they might have some caveats with the yes about, what does that mean to promote restorative justice in schools? And is there a place for that kind of stuff in schools? It's really wild stuff. You are really clued in and in contact with teachers and staff. I mean, that's where you get a lot of your information from, is stuff that they feed to you. How are your sources reacting to this endorsement?
I mean, immediately I heard from staff, everyone from teachers to nurses to, secretarial staff, who are embarrassed by this. They were not really given an input on this, and they're embarrassed that their representation is endorsing someone with a clear history that's embarrassing. I don't know another way to say it. And they're also endorsing incumbents that a lot of people are very uncomfortable with, because these incumbents have also shown themselves to be part of the problem and part of the reason that the Olympia School District has had so many difficulties over the last few years.
Yeah, what do you think what message does this send to the community, and particularly to parents who have school-aged children, that someone like Talana Reed, who, among other things, is caught on video calling cops pigs, caught on video saying, basically that people should go tear the city up and commit crimes. What do you think it says to parents with kids in school in that district about this being someone who might actually get elected?
Well, I think it clearly states that they are supporting her for office to be a continued school board director, which puts her in charge in large part of the complete running of the school district. So I think an endorsement is very clear, and that's also going to come with financial help for her campaign. So I would take it very seriously. I think the only silver lining here is that the more this kind of stuff happens, the more people's eyes are open to what's really going on, and the amount of ideological and political influence that's involved in school boards right now.
Yeah, I mean, we are truly living in the twilight zone. All right, Alicia Perkins, keep fighting the good fight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Brandi.
It is the furthest thing from what's best for kids. And that's what really gets me, is this is the Washington Education Association. This is a teachers union. If you need any more proof that the teachers union is about them, is about educators, whenever they go on strikes that are illegal, and then they say, well, we're doing this for the kids. We're doing this to improve the kids' education. No, you're doing this for yourselves. And if you ever needed an example that the entity of the teachers union, I'm not saying every individual teacher that's part of the union, the entity of the teachers union, the powers that be, that they're in it for themselves, their own ideology, this is evidence of that. You're going to endorse a woman who has called on people to commit criminal acts, called on people to riot in the city that she wants to represent parents on, has called cops pigs, has called herself a security risk. If you ever needed evidence that that union is not about kids, that it's about the opposite of what's best for kids, this is it. Insane to me. Like I told Alicia, I thought I was done being surprised by the Olympia School District and what happens there. There is not a chance if I have a child I would send them to that district.